I was an early backer of Wax during their ICO. I saw what they were doing, the fact that they, were starting to run this OpSkins website, which was an NFT gaming skins website that was already existent that they had kind of taken over. And I was like, yeah, this sounds great, man. This is a company that is really pushing the envelope. And they've gone through a lot of transitions too. But I started creating NFTs on their platform from the very beginning. I was one of the first creators there doing NFTs as well. And they have now transitioned to their own blockchain many years ago, which is based on EOS technology. And I think a lot of people get this mixed up. Is they think, oh, Wax is EOS. It's just using that stuff, and they've taken it and made it their own blockchain. So it's not like, oh, anything that happens on Wax is dependent on anything happening on EOS. It's not like that. It's completely independent, where they have no kind of interaction or dependence on one another. So EOS can totally keep tanking like it has been and be unadopted, but Wax has taken that technology and furthered it so much and made it really what it should be. When you compare the ecosystem of Wax to every other NFT ecosystem out there, it blows it away. I know most people just don't realize and understand that, because Wax has lower fees, and so therefore it ends up having NFTs that are being bought and sold for lower dollar amounts. People like Ethereum because it's like big dollars but massive fees too. They have to be, because you're not going to be able to sell an NFT for $50 when the fee is $80. Doesn't work. But you can easily do that with Wax, and so you see that things are a little bit more affordable over there. So it's never like, oh my God, now this thing is, but it's going to be a 50 ETH worth of transactions because the floor has gone up amazingly by 3,000%. I mean, there are projects on Wax where that has happened. But I think that the ecosystem there is definitely different. The vibe over on Wax is different, but the features on Wax blow everything away. Everything on Ethereum, everything on Solana, everything on Tezos, Cardano, any other blockchain that has NFTs, the feature set on Wax blows them away. Now there's not as big a volume, and there's maybe not as big of products there, but there are more and more coming every single day, and the quality there I think gets overlooked time and time again.
100%. And they were a first mover. They were one of the first movers with a lot of these NFT pieces and these projects launching there. Mm-hmm. I do want to kind of stay on this conversation, because the way that I see it is like Wax should be, a little bit more popular than it is. There is, I feel like, for people listening here, a lot of people haven't used Wax, and some of that has to do with the fact that they're so removed from the Ethereum ecosystem. And for the longest time, there was no way to bridge into Wax. It's still, I haven't used it in a while, but it was kind of clunky. It wasn't that easy to use. So I do want to have this conversation about like other, ways that I guess blockchains that aren't connected to Ethereum can get the narrative going on bringing Ethereum people to their blockchain. Or do they even need it? Should it just be, let's target people who aren't even in crypto yet and bring them in?
I mean, I think both. And Wax actually has several bridges now actually to Ethereum, so you can bridge tokens and also NFTs as well. So that's actually something that's been in the works, where you'll be able to move your Ethereum NFTs to Wax and Wax NFTs to Ethereum. So those bridges are coming. I mean, obviously, you're still going to have to pay those fees on Ethereum. On Wax, it's way more affordable, and you're just locking up, you're staking tokens instead of losing them, right? Which you'd always unstake. Like, hey, I'm done, on Wax. I'm just going to unstake all my Wax. I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I mean, there's a massive difference there. And when it comes to, do we need Ethereum people on Wax? I mean, I think Wax is doing great as an ecosystem. Like I said, I've always tried to encourage more people to check it out, in particular beginners. Think about how many people are priced out from participating in NFTs on Ethereum. What do you think the percentage of people that want to have an NFT but can't, because they can't participate in Ethereum and they think that's all there is? Like, what percentage of people that want to have that want to be involved in NFTs can't, simply because they don't have the money, because Ethereum is too expensive? I'd say it's a pretty good percentage, man. Most people out there want to be involved, but they can't pay the damn fees on these things. It's becoming a rich person's game, and that's not cool.
Yeah, it is becoming a rich person's game more and more, and the whitelisting features as well that have been added, it's getting harder and harder to just, like you said, back in the day, people were giving things away for free. It wasn't a whitelist spot and then pay $1,000 for this mint that you don't even know what you're getting because it's going to reveal in 2 days. It was, here's the NFT, have it, please God,
Yeah. So we've come a long way, man, and I think that You know, a lot of that stuff that's happening on Ethereum is, you know, I understand it, but that doesn't mean that it makes it accessible and approachable to everybody, and that's what I enjoy. You know, I've always, my tenet has always been to make crypto accessible and approachable and in usable for everybody. That's the point. Not to make an exclusive club where only rich people that got into, you know, Ethereum early, or people who have tons and tons of money, or only celebrities can be involved in the ecosystem. The whole point is that every individual can be involved. And so when you look at what's going on Ethereum, like, that's what's happening. It's, you're pricing people out, and people, you know, seeing this and then thinking, I can't be a part of that because it's too expensive. I'll never be able to own a Bored Ape. You probably won't. But the fact is, you probably won't be able to own anything because they're all starting at hundreds of dollars per mint plus a $200 or $300 gas fee. Just to, like, and that's even if you can get in the mint. So I understand there, you know, like, being more demand than there is supply, which is fine. Running whitelists, I think, is fine. You know, trying to find your core community that really wants to be a part of something, but it's that price point, man. We've kind of accepted an incredibly high price point with Ethereum-based NFTs, and someone just said, you know, Bored Ape said, well, it's gonna, you know, how did they come out? Arbitrary. 0.08 Ethereum, sure. And now everyone just said, yeah, that's what we're going with because that's what we've made the standard. Why does everyone choose 10K avatars? Well, I don't know. There's no freaking reason. There's literally no reason behind it. There's no data behind it. They just randomly chose it, and then everyone just said, adopted and said, yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's the standard now. And so I think a lot of these things come about, and they exclude people. And so Wax is really easy for people that are beginners and people who don't have a massive budget to get on board and start trying NFTs. And not only trying NFTs, but also creating their own NFTs. It's incredibly simple and cheap to do so on Wax. And it's not so much to do so on any other platform when you got to pay, you know, fairly big, you know, fees just to get started.